Keep it on the ground. Bounce those fuckers. Hey! What? Come on! Hit him again! Go, boys. Go, boys! Quick. Come on now. Line him up! All right! Down for 10. Let it. First leg. That's right, burn to the fucking ground. Jake, fuck one! Now! I need you, Dan! We out! Next rupture. Let's go. We need more fucking ammo! We got through the roof. Alright, we got ammo on the side. We'll lay down some slugs. Gordon, on my signal, pop your house, lay down some cover fire. Okay, Roger, Chief, you do the same. Grab that grease gun. Copy, cover right. Bible, the red shot's at 30. All right, here we go. Yeah. Can you turn down your microwave?
I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
Same as us. Seen too much war.
Hey up. Don't worry, son. Them Yankee boys keep store hours. They ain't open yet.
Close up.
Should know goddamn well if someone picks up a magnum out of a puddle of blood, he ain't fucking with you. This is goddamn turkey shoot, Taco. You're one of the main targets. Shit stain.
You're a shit stain. Do you want to jump off?
You're a shit stain.
Okay, ready?
In ein paar Tage höchstens werden Sie vollkommen überraschen.
Prinz Friedrich Karl, an wie vielen Schlachten
One horn teilgenommen. Oh my
Ein
God.
Respekt, Herr Generalfeldmarschall, das wissen Sie ganz genau. Und Sie wissen auch, dass ich für diesen meinen ersten Posten als General sehr dankbar bin.
Ich erinnere mich noch an Napoleon. Er war General. Zwar auch ein Biest, aber ein wahrhafter General. Teuflisch, skrupellos, begabt. Leider Franzose. Ich als sein Gegner habe alles von ihm gelernt. Sehen Sie, mein lieber Prinz, Erfahrung ist das alles Entscheidende.
Aber wir halten uns an heutiges Plan.
Ich bitte Sie. Es ist unmöglich, vom Schreibtisch aus Krieg zu führen. Herr Moltke befindet sich in Berlin. Ich werde auch ohne ihn in der Lage sein, diese französischen Affen zu besiegen.
Diese dänischen Affen, Herr Generalfeldmarschall.
Ja, das sagte ich doch.
Wieso sollen wir nicht genau dasselbe wissen wie Sie? Das ist seine Freude. Das Volk ist die Einheit. Das Volk ist die Masse. Das Proletariat muss sein Schicksal in die eigenen Hände nehmen.
Und die Macht aber stürzt.
Diese sollte ein einziger Mann über Tausende bestimmen. Diese sollten einige über Millionen bestimmen. Diese sollten wir den Raum einer Handvoll überlassen.
Wie war sein Name nochmal?
Marx. Karl Marx.
Ja, aber was hat er davon?
Nichts. Der Mann ist ein Idealist. Der Mann ist ein Denker. Er denkt wirklich.
Und du folgst ihm. Genauso wie diesen verrückten Generälen jetzt. Sag mal eins, was hast du hier eigentlich verloren?
Aber genau das war ich. Warum sind wir hier? Die nächsten 3 Jahre gezwungen, in Kriegsuniform unsere dänischen Kameraden zu töten.
Die Dänen sind wahnwitzig.
Ich werde niemanden töten.
Wenn das so ist, dann gehe ich besser nicht an deiner Seite.
Ich habe nichts gegen meine dänischen Kameraden. Sie sind Opfer, wie wir.
Du redest so sein.
Wo sind die Dänen? Haben sie ihre Stellungen verlassen?
Geflohen wie Feiglinge! Also gut, dann müssen wir ihn nachsetzen, damit wir uns an sie anschleichen und abschlachten können.
Uns ist weder ihr Anteil.
Did you mean that the tree trunk? Where do we get up to the place?
No
To the
food.
place. There's a level 203 almost called.
Unbekannt. Und dieser verfluchte Nebel macht es unmöglich.
Wo sind wir?
Südlich von Missunde. Dort sind sie wahrscheinlich.
Sie haben sich bei Missunde verschanzt. Aber es ist verdammt schwierig zu sehen. Der Nebel ist gegen mich. Aber man kann sie da drinnen hören.
Wir können nicht einfach blindlings angreifen, das wird so unsicher.
Sind Sie unsicher? Sie sagen, dass Sie unsicher sind? Was wollen Sie tun, Herr General? Die Männer warten auf Ihren Befehl. Tausende von ihnen.
Wir können hier kein Lager aufschlagen, im Niemandsland, und ein Rückzug kommt nicht in Frage.
Wir können nichts sehen, Herr General.
Was schlagen Sie dann vor? Uns einfach hinzusetzen und zum lieben Gott um gutes Wetter beten? Oder wie richtige Soldaten weiter zu marschieren?
Wir greifen an.
Bitte? Was haben Sie gesagt? Verzeihen Sie, ich bin nicht mehr der Jüngste. Mein Gehör...
Wir greifen an!
Det her, det er et udmærket sted. Herfra kan vi se det hele. Det vi stormede i den sidste mur, før vi så det. Jeg vil da komme til.
De 10.000 derude, siger de, og hvad, vi er 2. Så på dem, de er undertal.
Det er fortropperne. De Ja, kun sa akin luon ikon olisi pieni ja vasta stava niin.
Locked up, down, final scene.
Changed. Why are we going home? I said nothing. That's not true, you know. I think everything's changed. I know I've changed. You know, a friend of mine asked me before I got here. So we were all shipping out. He asked me, why are you going to fight somebody else's war? Do y'all think you're heroes? I didn't know what to say at the time, but he asked me again, and I said no. I said there's no way in hell. Nobody has to be a hero. It just sometimes turns out that way. Mom, Papa, when I get home, okay?
Your overalls may be yoga pants.
Hell on wheels, I am the Swede.
They call me the Swede. I'm Norwegian. But no matter. We're all Americans now.
Mother, getting near. Her mother got married to her 10th birthday. A man who can make music will never be known again, she said.
Hopefully you have fun.
Hey, Four Gunners. I am a former immigrant. Soldier. Prisoner of war. Born. Remained to this day. You're a bloodthirsty murderer. I'm not without sin, Mr. Bohanna.
You've hurt much everybody, especially yourself.
I swear we are similar, Mr. Bohanna. You're the only one who knows me same as I know you. Do you think the world stops when you leave it behind? But I hate you more than you hate yourself. He's a dangerous man.
He's more valuable to me than dangerous to you.
Four Gunners is a liar. The son of a bitch. The murderer. The reason you hate me is that I am a constant reminder of the capacity for evil that resides within you. It was like a ball to men like you and me. We're very much alike in that way. You like this? Death and killing it. Your only one. Your only family. It's right there, your desire to kill me. It brings a familiar satisfaction. Now we all do what we must to carry on.
That was kind to you.
I've always been faithful and diligent. It's
a lot, folks. Much of that now.
You heard of the White Spirit, Jericho. Now it's more than a legend. War is coming. It will be apocalyptic.
Jesus responsible for that massacre out there.
It was wonderful, wasn't it? Everything I know I learned by careful study of Colin Bohanna. To be Tested by you. I look forward to this next test. David is the making of my soul. Never makes us all pay. We share a common enemy. I too have been diminished by Mr. Cullen.
The Lord would kill upon you.
It is I who must thank you.
I, his heavenly Father, brought this man before me today.
Goes by the sweet back east. We're some that's murder innocent men and women.
Your fate is in my hands. Bishop Dutton is waiting for you. God's outstretched hand waiting for you to take him home. It was in a river, praise God.
That's fine, yes, sir. I can die.
Always do.
This man needs justice. And may justice be done.
Perhaps Heavenly Father has a use for you yet.
We must not lose faith.
I know I have this sweet.
Forgive me. Please yourself. I am the White Spirit. The diligent. Get off the hands of me!
It's a lot of folks. What's up there now?
Scared.
The sweet Hell on Wheels. Inspiration. Hell on Wheels, the sweet inspiration.
you and me, we're very much alike in that way. You like this? Death and killing heroes you are. Your only family. Right there, your desire to kill me brings a familiar satisfaction. We all do what we must to carry on.
I was kind to you.
I've always been faithful and diligent. Hands off me!
There's a lot of folks. Most of them dead now.
You heard of the White Spirit, Reverend Cohen? Now it's more than a legend. War is coming. It will be apocalyptic.
Jesus responsible for that massacre out there.
It was wonderful, wasn't it? Everything I know I learned by careful study of Cullen Muhammad. And to be tested by you, I look forward to this next test. Devil is the making of my soul. The devil makes us all pay. Now we share a common enemy. I too have been diminished by Mr. Cullen Muhammad.
The Lord would kill upon you.
I must thank you. I, his heavenly Father, brought this man before me today.
Killed by the sway back east. We're some bitch. Murder innocent men and women.
Your fate is in my hands.
Bishop Dodson just waiting for you. God's outstretched hand waiting for you to take him home.
There was in a river named God.
I'm finding you, sir. I can die.
No mistake.
This man needs justice.
And may justice be done.
Perhaps Heavenly Father has a use for you yet.
We must not lose faith.
I'm glad I listened to it.
Forgive me. Forgive yourself. Bishop Joseph Dodson.
Amen.
They call me Swede.
Swede.
Norwegian, they say.
I'm Norwegian.
Of Norway. I'm from Norway. From Norway.
War is coming. It will be apocalyptic.
Jesus responsible for that massacre out there.
It was wonderful, wasn't it? Everything I know I learned by careful study of Cullen Muhammad. And to be tested by you, I look forward to this next test. Devil is the making of my soul. Devil makes us all pay. Now we share a common enemy. I too have been diminished by Mr. Cullen Muhammad.
The Lord would kill upon you.
I must thank you. I, his heavenly Father, brought this man before me today.
Killed by the sway back east.
We're some bitch.
Murder innocent men and women.
Your fate is in my hands.
Bishop Dodson just waiting for you. God's outstretched hand waiting for you to take him home.
There was in a river named God.
I'll find you, sir. I can die.
No mistake.
This man needs justice.
And may justice be done.
Perhaps Heavenly Father has a use for you yet.
sir?
I'm Norwegian.
Of Norway. I'm from Norway. From Norway.
War is coming. It will be apocalyptic.
Jesus responsible for a massacre out there.
You will die on the day that the blind man sees you.
I can see you, Ragnar Lothbrok.
I want to know what's to the west. What cities and gods are over there? I'm not satisfied with this. I'm a very, curious man.
You and I have seen nothing yet. And our journeys have just begun.
I'm very curious about England. Tell me about Paris.
Why do we fight each other? About this piece or that piece of land? Why are we not looking outwards to the west?
If we united together,
We would not need to fight amongst ourselves.
this land is rich. Yeah. Here is a little treasure. That's why we should sail west. Such tales. Great towns and cities, treasures, pools of gold and silver, and a new god. Hear my prayer.
Mordor is here. Waiting to see which one of us he will take to his great hall.
And I die from no call, no hands. I suffer from that same dilemma. I know that someday, our brothers can become friends.
There can be no reconciliation between our gods and the true gods and the god that they worship.
God bless.
Or have you, in your heart, already renounced our gods and turned to the Christ God?
I don't believe in the God's existence. Then they are above.
Ridiculous.
Man is a master of his own fate, not the God's.
The gods desire you to have a great future, but they can withdraw their goodwill at any time.
I fashion the course of my life and my death. Me. Not you, not the gods. Me. Just one thing to Elizabeth. It's another different. Never isn't it? What do you see? Power is always dangerous. It attracts the worst and corrupts the best. I never asked for power.
I did not become king out of ambition, but once again,
I had no choice as a result of other people's actions.
One must always think the worst, Tyler. Even of your own kin. That way you avoid too much disappointment.
You betrayed me.
You killed that monster.
You betrayed my trust and my love for you.
It isn't betrayal.
what everyone wanted you dead!
I'm constantly torn between killing myself or any other man.
King Ragnar,
You are the most dangerous man on this earth.
you still greatest. King Ragnar,
Disturbance did you come back? I came back.
Father!
Why was I come back here?
Father!
I'm a son. Because I wanted to see
If it weren't for my children.
what just become of my son. Should have gone back a long time ago.
In my dreams, we are always together.
Alex, Dad. Take care of the baby.
Are you sure you didn't want to go with him? Not wanting my own sweet beloved. What?
Who will bear me, my son? But you enjoyed me. That you never turned our sons against me. And for all of that, with all my heart, I am grateful to you.
I want to go to England.
I want to go there! Who wants to step out of your shadow? You understand that, don't you?
Father.
My brother. You are not gone because you were always in my heart. Gita, I thought your legs were a weakness. Hurry up. I was wrong. Come on, Yucky. Your legs are giving you a strength that even your brothers don't have. And one day the whole world will know and fear my father Connors. What is your name? His name is Loki. Athelstan. You're a good Christian.
Never again, my friend.
All my future lies with Ragnar. I was always true to the cause. He chose to be with me and Ragnar. I love you. I love you.
We will never meet again, my friend.
I don't know if I'll see you now. If anyone deserves to go to the wall, it's you. I feel so old. When I was young, I had the passion to win. Now, with age and all that comes with it, I have lost the desire and the strength.
What's the beginning?
How the little piggies when they hear how the old balls
My death comes without apology. And I'm welcome the Valkyries to summon me home.
Our father is probably dead by now. We will have to avenge him.
Now, I consider that I myself am a successful man in business. I hate business. I hate everything to do with it. Accounting, figuring, adding up numbers, because they're all arid. They don't smell of anything. Sometimes there's an interesting smell to the ink on a checkbook. But by and large, all this figuring is a completely colorless occupation. I don't like it. So I have to hand it over to accountants and lawyers and the people who seem to like it. But I don't know whether they really do. The essential principle of business, of occupation in the world is this. Figure out some way in which you get paid for playing. When I was quite young, I forget the exact age, I made a solemn vow, which was that I would never accept a job. I would always be my own employer. And curiously, there are very few roles in life which provide this possibility. The successful artist, writer, and sometimes musician, sometimes the independent consultant, can occupy this role. I mean, he may be a scientific consultant. But by and large, almost everybody seems to be compelled to take a job with a corporation. It's very difficult indeed these days to run a small business where you're your own boss, because you have to employ an enormous staff of people to keep track of the paperwork. I know a person, for example, who has a farm where he raises avocados. And the Department of Commerce visited him with a stack of forms this thick, which he had to fill in. Well, he got tough. He said, I haven't the faintest idea what to fill into these forms. And he said to the agent of the Department of Commerce, you fill them. And he made that man sit down and go through the whole procedure of filling in these forms. Because he said, I don't have the time. I'm raising avocados. That's my business. And as for all this paperwork, well, to hell with it. And the same situation prevails not only in business, but also in the university and in the hospital. One of my favorite doctors told me the other day that he spends only 1/3 of his working hours practicing medicine. The rest is in recording, accounting, filling in reports. And it's the same in every hospital. Paperwork endlessly, because the record of what you do is more important than what you do. Write it down, and then it's real. And so for the same reason, a lot of people don't believe they exist until they see their activities reported in the newspaper. A lot of juvenile delinquents commit crimes just to get attention. They'll get recorded. It's like you go to a party, it's a picnic on the beach, and it's great fun. And somebody says, what a shame it is that nobody has a camera. Well now, I should talk, because at this moment, we're recording what's going on, both on tape recorder and on TV. And remember that it takes as long to view it or to listen to it as it does to do it. Now who's going to listen to all this? Over and over again. So there's something fundamentally wrong here, and which the businessman of all people needs to understand. What the businessman needs to know, equally, what the army officer needs to know, is to say, what do you really want? I have proposed that there be an entirely new kind of college entrance examination, in which instead of answering a lot of silly questions, you write for about 20 pages on your idea of paradise. It can be any kind of paradise you want. It can be very spiritual, it can be very sensuous. But spell it out. What do you want to happen in life? Then you will hand this thesis in to an assigned tutor on the faculty. And he'll read it over and examine you closely as to whether this is what you really want. Do you realize, for example, what goes with the things you say you desire? I mean, for example, you want to marry a certain kind of beautiful woman, and you specify in your paper the characteristics she should have. But, says the tutor, you said absolutely nothing about her mother. Because every girl goes with a mother. I mean, unless she's an orphan. And you must also specify what kind of mother-in-law you want. Well, then you have to stop and think about that. And that's just an illustration of going into detail and being very careful about what you desire, because there's a good saying, be careful of what you desire. you may get it. So this is the problem of thinking out carefully where it is that you want to go. Now let's take the war in Vietnam, which is supposed to be concluded. What on earth was it all about? If we had gone with military pomp and might into Vietnam for the express purpose of conquering the country and possessing it and carrying off the women into captivity, it would have been understandable. But as it was waged for some absolutely abstract end, namely the stoppage of an ideology called communism. Nobody knows what communism is, nor do we know what capitalism is. But we can fight endlessly on the supposition that there are good guys and bad guys. And when we fight on that supposition, there is no possibility of compromise or of gentleman's agreement, as there is honor among thieves. We're all thieves, let's face it. There is a doctrine in the Jewish religion that when God created Adam, he put into him a spirit which is called the Yetzer Hara, and that means the wayward spirit, or what I call the element of irreducible rascality. And that is in us all. A little bit. It's not the whole of us. It's like just a pinch of salt in the stew. And you don't want the whole stew to be salt. But you have to have just a touch of rascality to be human. And I find it difficult to get along with people who don't know that they have it. People who come on that they're all sincere, all good, all pure, bore me to death and scare me. Because they're unconscious of themselves, and therefore they suddenly do terrible things without warning, either to themselves or to others. They make promises that they're never going to fulfill because they want to talk right. And so, if I do business with someone who is not really aware that he's a rascal, I know he's impossible to do business with. He'll suddenly cheat me completely. But if I'm aware that he's a bit of a shyster, I feel comfortable. And I let him know that I am too. Then we're human. Then we can let our hair down. Then we can say, look, let's work this out. And this is what I want. And I know what you want. And if we can get that clear, we can work out a reasonable agreement. We can compromise. We have a little play of give and take. But if you don't have that, you're absolutely snarled. Now look at it this way. You can't operate business nowadays without a whole team of lawyers. And what is the function of lawyers? They have to write down the rules of the game so that we have what is called the rule of law. A lot of people talk today about law and order and how it's got to be upheld. Now, what does that actually mean?
Sniper! We need a griffin.
What?
We need a griffin.
I would just about turn off an alligators. We need a griffin.
But it's so hard to get mutton where we are.
The move.
moving's not so easy. We got a safe spot. Our base needs to be near where we are. We need a base where no one's gonna fuck with us. And I have the spot. I really do. It's in the swamp, and you don't like the swamp. Dude, we have 2 indestructible walls. It only means we have to build 2 more. The roof is already covered too. Building in the swamp is the best way for us to evolve.
Really? You think so?
I've picked out a spot and indestructible walls. That means we only have to defend the front and the back. The sides are covered by indestructible walls. Meaning that they can never penetrate those walls. We only have to protect the front and the back.
I should think there's a better spot.
I'm sure that there is, but I would like to start off here, and then when you find the better spot, we will try to go there. But for right now, let's just do my thing, because, you know, we're going to be fucked over. At least if we're in the swamp, we're not going to be completely fucked over.
Were you still on the bathroom?
I don't know. I'd like to stay on that server for a long time, see how well I can do against the alphas. Instead of going to the fucking dams that you brought me to last night, maybe I could go to the other dams in the redwoods. Maybe I could even build something in the redwoods. Build a little tree base in the redwoods. Fill it full of turrets. It's really not a bad idea, because they leave us with no other choice but to get cementing paste. You got cementing paste, metal. I'll take care of the pearls. I can do pearl runs pretty well. All I need is a frog. And if we're in the fucking swamp, then I should be able to get frogs pretty fucking easily. But frogs are a little bitch to tame. You ever tame one before? Last time I tamed one was a fucking bitch, man. Came at me every time it licked me, I went down. Like, don't let that frog go! It's my frog. Yeah, frogs are great for gathering pearls. You just gotta come up for air. But they swim really fast. They're great little pearl collectors. They are.
This is what's called our non-official.
I don't think I'll end up on your non-official. I'll probably end up on the Scottish guy's non-official. I'll probably even try to get... I don't know if you guys will do it, but I think you guys will do it.
Yeah.
Come join me on the other non-official. They'll accept me pretty easily. The Scottish guy that's going to accept me is on the server that you were on. I just gotta continue to take care of that server, do like a little bit of harvesting, make sure the animals are alright, and then log off and hop on the unofficial server. That's my plan.
So what about you? Never did any aberration?
You guys are on unofficial aberration. Not unless it's official. I don't know. Not unless it's in a big clan, like the one that was supposed to recruit me today. I didn't wake up till 9 p.m. and even then, dude, I don't know if they're gonna recruit me or not. But I would like to be recruited. They might have just sent me to a fake server just for the fun of it. Just to fuck with me. But that's alright, because I have got 2 characters that are bouncing around, and I ain't got no problem with making another one. The secret about making another one is doing narcotics. I can hit level 70 in 4 hours if I do narcotics straight. The Australian fucker did. A lot of you fuckers doesn't even know how to fucking expire meat. You put it into little singles, one at a time, you know. Square, 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 square. He didn't understand that. He was like, oh, I'll just put it into a fucking a fucking animal bin and it'll expire real fast. That's not the way you do it. Not if you want spoiled meat. You keep it in your inventory. It goes bad real fast. Yeah, the Australian's a little bit of a dumb cunt. Little bit. Who's the Australian? What? What? Yeah. Who else would I be talking about? I'm just saying he's a little bit of a dumb cunt. Surely you've gotten into a fight with him before. Yeah, I get into a fight with Long all the fucking time. Well, not really, but I did give him a piece of my mind the last time I was in there when I was drunk. I don't like you, Long. You remember? Were you there?
Yeah.
You sounded way more mature when we recruited you. Now you just sound like a little fucking child. So yeah, that cost a lot of respect for Long. I don't care what he's tamed or what he's done. Fuck him. I can't even really believe it. I think he might be a liar.
What you wanted?
What?
You wanted to trade, you wanted to get to the object to the tech center, right?
Tech rocket saddle?
The tech shuttle. The tech shuttle?
Yeah, alright.
Then you want to trade it for actual object. He chose the most spot to
And they killed him, and they took it from him.
Yeah.
Damn, that sucks. We would have killed to have a rock drake. That would have been so much fun. Everyone would have had to have a chance to ride that fucker. Yeah, but and unofficially, you do have the chance. Whether it's on Ragnarok or Aberration, they'll spawn it for you. That's how I got to ride a couple of them. Till they shut down the server. That's one thing about unofficial servers, they do shut them down eventually. And then it's like, oh, I thought I was gonna do a boss fight. No, we shut down the server, sorry. Yeah, that was the way with my clan leader. He just did a couple boss fights every once in a while. He'd type in the code to get the elemental from the bosses to keep the tech generators and shit going. Yeah. I gotta think back to Q. There's no way he was really in an alpha tribe. And even if he was, they obviously weren't doing very well, because if they were, he'd be in a lot more boss fights. He wouldn't have gotten bored. Maybe. I don't know. Myself, I've never been in a boss fight. I've been pretty fucking close, trying to be into a boss fight. It's weird to be in a boss fight. You gotta take all your shit and you gotta go to one of the obelisks and put it in, and then it it teleports you to a boss fight. Not only you, but all of your dinos as well. So you gotta bring like 20 T-Rexes and shit to really, really get into a boss fight. I don't even think they let any flying dinos in. So like Griffins and Pteranodons are out. Maybe a couple of Gigas. You might be able to bring those. But even those, once they get down to low health, they're going to kill the rider and everything around it.
What are you playing? Nothing.
Nothing. I'm just getting drunk on stream. Why don't you come take a look?
No.
Yeah, I'm Mexican. I don't need to take a look. I know what you're doing. Fucking beaner.
Mm-hmm.
What's your mom say to you? Chinga tu madre.
No, because that's my mom.
Clean up your room.
Yeah.
How do you say clean up your room in Mexican?
Spanish.
I say Mexican, not Spanish. Fuck you. You know you're Mexican.
Spanish.
It's Mexican. Mexican. If you were from Spain, then I would consider it as Spanish. I'm not gonna consider Mexican Spanish as fucking Spanish.
It's Spanish.
It's kinda a little bit, but not really. If you spoke Mexican to a fucking Spaniard, they'd have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
It's Spanish.
It's Mexican.
It's Spanish.
Mexican.
Spanish.
Mexico.
Spanish.
Mexican. Not Spanish. If you were speaking Spanish, you'd be from Spain or one of those stupid countries. No, your family's from Mexico. You speak a different different, you know.
Cuba just own what's called.
Jamaican Spanish. Jamaican Spanish is even worse than regular Mexican. You've joined the popularity of the worst of the worst. I'm Jamaican and I'm Spanish. Just saying, the entire country looks down on that. Jamaican and fucking... You might as well be speaking Puerto Rican. Because we like Puerto Ricans. At least that makes a little bit more sense to us.
Are you watching the stream?
I'm watching my stream, yes.
So you're watching it?
Are you watching it?
No.
Then why the fuck do I care?
If anyone watching the stream, no.
Well, good. I didn't want them to watch my stream anyway.
Well, I'm gonna see.
To get drunk? We still got the server that I'm on. Maybe we can go to the Redwoods and steal some paste. When I do that, I'm gonna take one of your birds. I'm gonna go get some meat for the rest of the animals. And then I'm gonna go to the Redwoods and try to steal some cementing paste. And you know what I'm gonna do when I do that, right? I'm not gonna empty the whole thing. I'm just gonna... Fuck them. If they're gonna take all of those beaver dams, then I should be able to take just a little bit of cementing paste out and run away. That's my plan. I actually did that once. One time. Before they blocked it all off. I was chased by beavers for like 3 miles. They did not want to leave me alone. Yeah, I was on foot. They chased me all the way back to my fucking boat. Like, dude, come pick me up, dude. These beavers are fucking chasing me. Later on, he betrayed me. I shall not name his name. Thought he could take care of shit while I was gone for just a few days, but apparently not. Yeah.
Did your friend have aberration server? Scottish friend?
Who?
His Scottish friend.
Yes. He is on unofficial right now. He said he lost too much and he's tired of losing so much, so he's on unofficial. I've been trying to get him back on Ragnarok with us. His character should be on there. So as soon as he gets tired of what he's doing, he should be on there with us. Hopefully. We need to build some more boats. I'll build another boat. See if I can get something going on. At least we got metal. Got all the metal we'll ever need. Who? What now? Ark? What now? No, I'm gonna keep getting drunk. You're gonna play 7 Days to Die? You play that game with me, you'll probably like it. Bring you a pistol and some ammo. Crossbow, a knife. Your own fucking moped. With a wrench, so you can go get more fuel. And I've got lots of bases set up, and that's the best thing about 7 days. You set up a good base, you're pretty much unbeatable. If you're at that base when the horde comes. Sir, you're on unofficial server. That's natural. They giving you dragons and shit. They letting you have your way with the server. They let me have my way with the server, and I bred a bunch of bears. I finally had a couple of inbred bears. That had the mutation line. They were a little bit green, but if I had kept breeding them, they would have been really badass.
That's a Ravager trouble.
Yeah, I'm very familiar with unofficial servers. No, you'll have to join mine because I'm not doing an aberration. Not anytime soon. I prefer Ragnarok unofficial. One of my friends has a cluster. I'm not exactly sure what a cluster is. From what I understand, it's very easy to switch around. I might join him. He's from New Zealand. We were the ones that were supposed to start playing Ark together, but something happened. They took all of my Egrams that I was saving up. They took all of them away, and I had like 30 saved up, and they took all of them away. So I was like, fuck it, I'm switching servers. when I sent him that message, he didn't get it. He went to do his own thing. I went to do my thing. So yeah, if I'm going to play unofficial, it's most likely going to be on Ragnarok. Being on unofficial on Aberration, I don't know how much that's going to help you, but doing it on Ragnarok is going to help you a lot, because everything's so much easier. I don't know, man, because I experienced unofficial on Ragnarok, and it seemed a lot nicer than doing it on fucking Aberration. I could be wrong, I don't know. If I am wrong, then I don't know. I kept telling Taco, you need to stop playing official and start playing unofficial until you learn how to play the fucking game. And he was like, I know how to play the game. And I was like, no you don't. Not really. It takes a lot of fucking work to do a boss fight. You have to be an alpha to do it. There's no way you can do a boss fight without being an alpha. That's all there is to it. You have to be an alpha. Alpha tribe to do a boss fight. That's what it all comes down to. If not, then at least be allied with the alphas. And being with Los Tamos, there is no way we're ever going to be fucking allies with them. But I'm glad that I stayed for as long as I did. I only stayed for about a week. But it taught me a lot of shit about Aberration, you know. Taught me how to survive in Aberration. Well, if everything else fails, I think I could still join Slim Man. Guy that we raided, he had a very good base setup. He was trying to leave the server. Maybe I could go work for him. Maybe he won't fucking take my harvest and lock it up in a base somewhere that I don't have access to. That's what really set me off. You know, if you're going to take my Ravager out and get it killed, that's one thing. You take everything I've harvested and lock it up into a base that I don't have access to? No. I cannot permit that. I will not permit that. That's when I called it quitsies. I called it quits right there. You can't do that to me, dude. I worked hard for that shit. You want me to get you pearls and so on? Well, I'll do it. Just you can take all the fucking pearls. Just leave me with a little bit of something that I might need in the future. He couldn't do it. Q couldn't do it. I had to lock it all away. Take everything from me. So yeah, I had nothing left to lose after that. I wasn't trying to steal anything, I didn't steal anything. I just switched servers like immediately. Went and found a new clan, and I was like, I'm out of here. I'm not sticking around. Q just fucked me. Why should I be fucked by the clan leader? I just did a bunch of work. You know? You can have at least a half of my shit. Don't take it all. And he took too much from me. Him and Boomer took too much from me. So I'm calling it quits. They could have upped my rank to where I had access to that shit. Maybe even put down a fucking bed where I had access to that shit. But no, he was trying to hide it. So no, I cannot be friends with that person. I mean, I am, but I consider him as a huge piece of shit. You're stealing from me. You can take half of it. Leave me with some of it. Just a little bit. No, he took all of it and locked it away. And Boomer's fucking... Yeah. That was the last straw. And take my Ravager out and kill it. But don't take the shit that I harvested and lock it away to where I can't get to it anymore. That was the final straw. I'm not playing with that fucker again. Not anytime soon, anyway. I mean, don't you feel the same way? If he took all the shit that you harvested and locked it away to where you can't get to it, wouldn't you feel the same way that I do?
I mean, yeah, but I would tell him. The way they do it to the kids have access to it.
Well, I harvested a lot of shit, and I kind of did tell him, like, what are you guys doing? Taking all my meat, putting it in your bin. Nobody's ever gonna use. I told him that. I did tell him that. And then he tries to refill the bin with skins, the smithy with a bunch of skins. No. No. His tribe is not right for me. If it was right for me, he would have given me access before I quit.
But he wasn't on us. Why?
I don't fucking care, dude. He stole that shit from me. He could have taken he could have taken more than half of it. Just left me with a little bit. No, he took all of it.
The character's so fast now. Looking black assassin.
Level 115.
What are you rapping?
No, you. I'm playing on unofficial. What level are you now?
62.
Get a parachute ready. Get a parachute ready and get into those fucking caves. Get some artifacts. What map? You're on Aberration.
It's an aberration. But it's not, the only thing that's like, it's just a tiny spot.
You're gonna need some of those mushrooms before you don't even need a fucking radiation suit. Just get some of those mushrooms, and when you get in there, just eat some of those mushrooms and you can go farther in. You know? Yeah, I'm feeling a little bit angry. I'm feeling a little bit hurt. I was betrayed by Q. I trusted that fucker.
Organizations, business corporations, bureaucratic government corporations, even churches, are going by the book. They are operating according to a manual. And in many corporations, individuals have constantly to consult some sort of manual to know what they should do, instead of using their own good sense. This doesn't work. It means that an organization is entirely different from an organism. You, each one of you, are an organism. A very, very complicated organism, which your nervous system facilitates. Let's use that nasty word. And you don't know how you do it. You couldn't begin to describe how your nervous system works. And even neurologists don't know how it works. And yet it works reasonably well. Because your brain can handle an unknown number of variables. A variable is any identifiable process, such as breathing, such as the circulation of the blood, such as the secretions of the glands, such as the digestive system, and so on and so on. Now, you operate those all day without knowing how you do it. There's no book of rules according to which you do this. So in the same way, if a corporation is to be a true organism as distinct from an organization, it must be based on the principle of mutual trust, and not on law. Because if you can't trust other people, you cannot have a community, not even a corporation. It's risky, very risky to trust other people, because they may let you down. But on the whole, if you do trust them, the chances are perhaps 60 to 40, maybe a little more, maybe 75 to 25, that the system will work. Simply because they're trusted. And as soon as you've got a system where, for example, in a supermarket, there are mirrors all over the place, TV cameras watching everything, all kinds of checks on the cashiers, they won't sneak off with something. got a system that increasingly won't work. Because nobody will want to work there. One of the major reasons for hippies and dropouts is that human beings don't want to work under conditions like that. Because they are mechanical conditions. And the mechanism is quite distinct from the organism. Because the mechanism is arranged on linear plans, the book, whereas the organism transcends that. We don't know how. That means we can't write down how, because it's more complicated than any form of writing can express. Now, the computer speeds up linear calculation to a terrific extent, but it still comes nowhere near the capacity of the human brain. And so this is something that has to be recognized as a principle. Now let me give another illustration of it. Every corporation employs a number of people in research. Let's take IBM. They have a huge center down near San Jose where they have a research staff. And one of the first things they had to recognize is that you can't put creative research people under the clock. You've got to trust creative research people to fool around, to sit about, drink coffee, or maybe whiskey, and scratch their heads and look at blackboards and play. And then suddenly, zingo, some interesting result will occur. But if you make them punch clocks, and if you say, these are the things that you've got to discover, it won't work. So the corporation has to make an act of faith in its research personnel. It has to say, we recognize you have an amazing gift called brains. We don't know what these are, but it seems that in the past you've been fruitful. So we're going to employ you to do your thing, whatever that happens to be. And we make an act of faith in it. And invariably, if they make that act of faith, it will work. Some fantastic idea will come out. Not perhaps the idea you expected. In fact, it may not even apply to your particular business. But you could always sell it to somebody else. Now let me go. This is a fundamental principle. There cannot be community, there cannot be cooperation, and therefore there cannot be commerce, which really, broken down, means being merciful to each other. There cannot be commerce without mutual trust. I mean, there are even insurance companies called Mutual Trust. But it just can't happen. The society at the moment is mutual mistrust. And therefore it becomes increasingly difficult to do anything. Business is inhibited by the lack of free enterprise. That sounds very right-wing. But actually fascist states, corporate states, totalitarian states are utterly against free enterprise. So let's push this a little further.
I'm going to push it a little bit further. You may not be listening to me, but you goddamn well should.
Who, me?
Yeah, you. Yeah, you.
Who's that?
You're not gonna hear it, though. It's my problem. You need to join my stream. Join my stream.
No.
It's the only way you're going to hear what's about to happen. You go get your Ravager and get me one too. Promise I won't lose it. Ever.
So if I get your Ravager, you leave the server?
No, I didn't say that.
No one's going to give me a Ravager.
You're putting down Ravengers to join me on a server that you're gonna end up leaving your Ravengers on. I think I already don't have a fucking unofficial server set up. I've got 2 of them. Well, they will recruit us and give us everything. Everything we ever wanted. We'll start off with wyverns.
So boring.
Boring indeed.
What is that going to mean?
They become obsolete quickly. We're in such a hurry to get everything done. We pay attention to the front rather than the back. Who, for example, in this day and age, has time to do anything like this? Here's a piece of Chinese embroidery. Those among you who've ever done any embroidery, some of the ladies, will no doubt recognize that this is a kind of stitch called needlepoint. It's done on a material made up of minute little squares of thread, like a grid or lattice thread. And this work here is so minute that there are 1,024 stitches to the square inch. So well done, furthermore, that if you turn it over and look at the back is almost as neat as the front. You know, ordinarily when you embroider, you take shortcuts around the back and take threads, jumping spaces and tie knots and things of that kind. But here, no hurry. Or take such an ordinary object as a lady's pocketbook. This again is Chinese embroidery work in shaded silk. Very patiently done over a padded base underneath so that the figures stand out. And inside it, a little sewing case, which opens up, showing concealed within the place for the scissors, but the most delicate work. But in this day and age, we don't have time for it. Because we are all...
You know what I have to do, right? I have to take one of your birds out and I have to go find some crystal. It's my main goal on Ragnarok. Go find some crystal. Once I get some crystal, I can do anything I want, depending on the crystal. Your birds will be a big help as long as they don't fly them into any fucking turrets. Oh, I've got a good map down in my head on where to fly and where not to fly.
You're playing right now?
I think I'm gonna head into the desert. No, I'm not playing right now. You want me to, don't you?
Okay.
Some guy showed me a space out there in the desert that's just full of crystal.
Is it by the beach?
Yeah. Maybe I'll put one of the birds on the boat and drive it out there.
I know we could get good drop. I don't know if it's locked up there. I know we could get drops.
But even after we hit the crystal, we'll still have to get fucking cementing paste.
What do you need a crystal cementing for?
Fabricator and bullets. Turrets. And we got plenty of metal for turrets. When it comes to metal, there is no problem. When it comes to cementing paste and crystal and oil is a little bit of a problem, but not really. I wanted to go up there last night, just into the jungle to get some cementing paste. I've done it before. One of the best times I've ever had on Ark. It's quite wild. Glad that I did it. I went up there with no armor. I made it past the Carnos, the T-Rexes, and all that shit. Yeah, I died a couple times, but I had sleeping bags nearby. I can go and get my shit. Swim back into the water. The Ark server I'm on is a bitch. They guard their fucking beaver dams with a vengeance. We were there yesterday and they had 2 wyverns guarding it. One was a fire breather, the other one an ice. But I can get wyvern eggs pretty easily from that server. I just need what I need. Little bit of pearls. I'll get a wyvern thing going at the swamp. A little hatchery. Where we get wyverns going.
You can't breed wyverns.
I know you can't, but I can hatch them. You can hatch them at the swamp.
Why would you go to the swamp? It's so bad.
Nobody fucks with me there. Nobody ever goes there.
It's just so bad.
Well, it makes the perfect breeding ground. Nobody's gonna fuck with me there. Don't need much room. Maybe a couple of pillars. foundations. Lots and lots of foundations and walls. You're like, oh, I don't want to live in the swamp. Either do I. You think I want to fucking get the risk of getting caught by a leech? Leeches are a motherfucker. But you can burn them off. You can burn them off if you jump around in the fire. That's what you gotta do to get them off. Living in the swamp's not that bad. Plus we have access to everything we need. Phiomias. Anything we need, we have access to. Griffins are just across the river. Everything we want is just across the river. Nobody fucks with the swamp.
They never get killed by freaking crocodiles.
They're easy to kill. Yeah, Sarcos and those little crocs, they don't scare me. If anything scares me, it's fucking leeches. I don't know how bad it is on that server, because you didn't take a look at the redwoods. You brought me over to that dam that I warned you about. It's already been fucking covered and fucking... It's secure. Somebody said, hey, nobody gets to come here. Tried to warn you. I mean, that's not the end. We can always go to the redwoods. I think the redwoods might be free. That's what I'm going to do later. Take one of your birds out. I'm going to try to go to the redwoods. See if I can't steal some cementing paste. Head back to the fucking swamp. See if I can't build myself a little bit of a base. If I can do that, then I've got it made. And go back and tame a berry eater, get myself a Phiomia. Start doing compost bins along with defense. Plant Z is easy to find in the swamp. I know you don't want to live in the swamp, but this is what you gotta do, man. This is the easiest way to be alive. Build yourself a little boat. Haul everything back to the swamp. You're safe at the swamp. You're not safe anywhere else. Swamp, you're safe. Nobody ever goes to the swamp, not unless they follow you there. And if they start following you, you just go upriver. And it's spinos and shit. Let the spinos kill you. Don't respond for about a half an hour. I hate to admit it, but I'm pretty good at building boats. I know how to sink the foundation all around it.
Not even your boat's crappy.
Yeah, my boat's a little bit crappy. A little bit crappy. It didn't start off that way. It was a lot better when I first had it. I had a little section to go up on the roof, do your thing, the ladder and so on. Shit changes, man.
Add two to relay on the character.
What?
Add two to relay on the character.
Turn up your running speed and stamina.
Huh?
Your running speed and stamina.
I know my running speed's super high too.
Gotta be able to outrun those fuckers on what you're playing.
Number 161.
They're gonna find you and they're gonna kill you.
I'll call the
You're the one with the shitty fucking smoke detector.
get things finished. And so the things that we finished weren't worth finishing because they were done so fast. After all, the enjoyment of our world is not really unlike listening to music. We don't play music in order to get somewhere. I mean, if the objective of music were to arrive at a point... the final great crashing chords of the symphony. Well, then all we'd do would be just hurry up its playing, play it as fast as possible so as to get to the culmination, the end, as soon as possible. Or just cut out the whole symphony and play only the last bars. To be able to enjoy it, we have got to live each moment of the playing and listen to it as if it were the only thing important to listen to. And then if we do that, our time has an entirely different quality. It's represented in a Buddhist saying that spring does not become the summer. There is spring, and then there is summer. Firewood does not turn into ashes. There is first firewood, then there are ashes. The two stages being, as it were, sufficient by themselves. And this is intended to give the idea of living in a fully concrete present into which you settle in. I mean, the present for most of us is, isn't it, just a hairline on a dial. And the hand goes by it flash, and there's nothing in it, one after another. But here there is an entirely different sense of the present, as something you can settle into. There's a line behind me from a Chinese poem, and it says, literally, day, ditto, in other words, day, day, that is good day. Every day is a good day. And it comes as the last line of this poem. In spring, hundreds of flowers. In summer, refreshing breeze. In autumn, the moon. Free your mind from idle thoughts, and for you, every season is a good season, or every day is a good day. And idle thoughts mean illusory thoughts. Thoughts of pursuing a future. Thoughts of making one's happiness depend on something which isn't here at all. But when one can come to realize that the present is the only place in which you live, and that the past and the future are now no more than useful illusions, still useful, but useful only if one can live in the present, then, as I say, one can settle into full participation with the momentary reality of life as it goes along, just like music. And so in the arts of the Far East, there is reflected a kind of delight in momentariness. One can really consider, for example, this stem of a broken bamboo. Or, not only in painting, but in poetry, a poem in the Japanese haiku style, poems which just crystallize a single moment. In the dark forest, a berry drops, the sound of the water. Or a painting of a man sitting all alone in his boat, listening to the water. He's not asleep. He's not dreaming. He's a man living in an entirely real world. A world which we neglect because we have no time to sit and listen to the water. After all, are not the memories which you go over memories which persuade you that it's really worth being alive? Really memories of certain moments in which life itself brought you completely awake. I know we all think of things like the smell of coffee and bacon cooking on an autumn morning, the smell of burning leaves. I remember particularly for me one glimpse of a flock of sunlit pigeons against the dark background of a thundercloud. And it's incidents like that that are very largely celebrated in Far Eastern art and poetry. Perceptions of the full reality and intensity of the moment. Such a one as this. The sea darkens, The voices of the wild ducks are faintly white. A brushwood gate, and for a lock, this snail. Or paintings where one sees just a few birds on a branch, so vividly alive that you somehow think the next time you look at the branch, the birds won't be there. This is all an art form possible for people who feel themselves to be living in this real momentary world. I remember once a very wise man who used to give lectures on philosophical matters of this kind. Before he started giving any lecture, would sit for a while looking at his audience very intently like this. And then quite suddenly he would say, "Wake up! You're all fast asleep. And if you don't wake up, I won't give any lecture." And another Chinese sage pointed one day to some flowers while talking to a friend and said, "Most people look at these as if they were in a dream." And Buddha, one of the wisest of the sons of Asia, his real name was Gautama, but he was called Buddha because Buddha means the awakened one, the man who woke up. Now, in what sense was he awake? He was awake in the sense that he was completely all here. After all, we say about a person who is nuts, he's not all here. He's not all there. But our whole culture, our whole civilization, insofar as it is involved with time and living only for a future, is nuts. It's not all here. We are not awake. We are not completely alive now. And consequently, we are so hungry and so greedy because everything seems tasteless. We are living for an abstraction which has not yet come to be, and we don't know what really is.
Oh.